How's it going, y'all? Let's talk more games. Today, let's talk about another game that I just started recently, so this is not going to be a full review, just some initial thoughts. Let's talk Deathloop. So, as we know, Deathloop originally released on PlayStation a little over a year ago. One of those weird ones where even though Xbox had bought Bethesda, PlayStation had already made the deal for limited exclusivity, and so Deathloop was over there. Well, it's finally come to Xbox now. It's on Game Pass, and this is one of those big, here's a great opportunity to see what games are going to look like now that Microsoft owns Bethesda. And so far, I am really enjoying Deathloop. There is a lot to like here. It has a very distinct art style. It feels a lot like Dishonored, which if you like Dishonored or you play Dishonored, you know exactly, your brain automatically goes somewhere when you think about the feel and the vibe of Dishonored. One of the things that I really like about this, it has kind of like think Cold War spy vibe to it a little bit. So it's got a neat atmosphere, some neat vibes. The gunplay is fun. One thing I do like about it, so I don't generally like looping games all that much. Like we talked 12 minutes. There's also Outer Wilds, I think. I always got that one confused with Outer World. But Outer Wilds, that's another time loopy one. I don't like the time loop games where you have a timer on you. That's one nice thing about Deathloop is even though you're making loops, there's no timer when you're in a specific area, so you don't feel rushed to go try to do it. You can explore freely and slowly, and I like to really be meticulous when I'm exploring, so that part I like. Now, that being said, I do have some frustrations so far. So, one of the big ones that just completely caught me off guard immediately, you can't pause. Or, you go to a screen and you think you pause, but if you actually pay attention, you realize the world outside of you is still moving, which means, yeah, you can still be killed when you get paused. And I don't really understand why that is in this game. You don't have to be always always online. They prefer that you are, but you don't have to always be online. So with that being said, why is it that I can't pause? I assume it has to do with the mechanic of Juliana jumping into your game, but even then, if I can play it offline, I should be able to pause. I find that really frustrating. The other thing, and I guess it's because you can't pause, it does not always work with quick resume. So I've been in the middle of a couple of runs that I've spent a half hour on exploring everything. I pause it because I have to go do other stuff because, life exists. And then what happens all of a sudden? Boom, I've lost all my progress. And that has been really frustrating. And the really quick way to get me frustrated with the game and make me not want to play anymore is just wipe my progress for no real good reason. The other thing that has also killed my progress a couple times, there's a bug that has apparently existed since the PlayStation days, where if you go into your menu to check your clues that you found, you just won't be able to exit out of the menu and you gotta go reset the game. Pretty frustrating. So, I'm hoping some of this stuff will ease up and I'll have a better feel for this game by the time I'm done, because I am enjoying it mostly, but we'll see. So y'all keep that in mind. If you haven't played it, go check it out and let me know what you think.